Okay, this show is actually very underrated, more than I thought it would be. To Be Hero X Episode 2. We actually start after the tragic ending last episode. Nice is sitting in front of a TV while drinking, and it angers him into throwing the drink at it. Moon had the power of teleportation, and before so, she was actually a travel blogger. And the way that Moon met Nice was actually she was saved by him. But this kind of turns into Nice having a dream that turns into a quick nightmare after the big death. After Nice wakes up, he's just thinking about the death of Moon, and this is where he sees her on the treadmill. And when he tries to approach her, she tells him to go away. We fast forward to dinner, where Moon asks what happened to Nice, which Lin ends up telling her he actually fell to his death. Right after that, Moon calls up Miss J upset. We get to find out that this is all fake and that Moon no longer wants to play this role, which it seems like she took this on 3 years ago. Basically, Miss J reminds them that they signed a contract, then she locks them up to where they can't get out. Moon is just full of anger and she's trying anyway to get out. Still, though, Lin finds her very attractive. The way that they end up getting along with each other is actually kind of stupid in a way. They throw strawberries at a statue of Nice, and then turns them to throwing them at each other. Later, during bedtime, Moon asks Nice what is his real name. In return, though, Nice wants to know why can't Moon just teleport away? And this is where Moon shows him what it actually does. It brings him right beside of him. And for our final exchange, this is where Moon now knows that Nice is Lin. Next morning, they are still locked up with nothing to do. So behind the scenes, Miss J is watching all this, and she is trying to get both of them to fall in love. And we kind of go into this transition into a wedding. That's where during this wedding, we have an objection come in. To come closer turns out to be the nemesis of Nice, which is Wreck. Certainly mad that he can't have Nice all to himself, he charges at him with a blade. Kind of like a crazy super fan, but it's really a three-way fight with Moon as well as Nice and Wreck, of course. We gotta go back to Miss J, and turns out this is all kind of scripted, making us kind of go all the way back from where we started before this transition. So Lin had this idea of throwing a wedding, and during this, someone had to pose against the two of them, so Moon was able to die off and kind of live her life free. Now, coming back to this fight, we get to see Wreck use this epic ability that's making some type of pillars appear, and it just looks fantastic with this style of animation. And the intensity of this fight really picks up. Wreck is questioning where the real Nice is. Seeing the anger as much, we get to see now that Moon is most certainly facing closer to real death, which Lin has to answer to this. And he tells the truth that Nice took his life, and that deeply angers Wreck, and his powers just go out of control. So Wreck's powers are incredibly out of control. We switch to this 2D animation style. You have Moon, you have Nice, and they're coming closer and closer, and they're finally in melee distance. Moon ends up teleporting Nice, and that breaks into a one punch. During that, we have the realization going through Wreck's head that, oh yeah, this is definitely not the Nice, because I would remember his punch. So Wreck has some inner monologue as he got beat. Him and Nice were best friends. Not only that, but they were both scripted. One was set to be a hero, one was set to be the villain. Still, after this very defeat, Moon still faked her death. Nice is kind of holding Moon. She's sitting there with like some type of blood pack that went off. But the whole thing is in fact, Moon ended up caring about Len this whole time. Before Moon's ever vacation, Lin gifted her the ability to teleport anywhere she wants to go. We get to find out that Lin's wish is to be in the top 10 ranking of the heroes. And for our finale, we have Truth still investigating, making a realization that Nice was actually Lin. For the extreme shockers, though, we have some type of dark voice talking to him in the background. He goes over to a fish tank, looks like an octopus, and it kind of erupts out. This is fear. So starting his villain arc, we have God-Eye. So let's talk about it. This was a really great episode. Not only did you have some really great action here, but you also had a very emotional moments, and everything is kind of leading up towards something that's something I don't really know yet. We're kind of slowly following into the shoes of Len that is having to take on this persona of a hero, also known as Nice. Now, onward, it's kind of confusing where he's going to navigate to get to the top 10 of heroes. Is everything scripted, or specifically just the two of Moon and Nice? Now, there is the fact that we get to see that there was a villain scripted into all this. I don't know. Seems like it's a popularity contest. So excited, guys. And if I had to rate it, I'm going to say it's a 9. Tell me what your thoughts are, guys, on To Be Hero X number 2. Stay safe. Until next time. Peace out.